Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brooke. If you're new here, I'm so glad that you guys are here for this video because it's another one in my back to college little series. When I was going into college, I was so clueless and I didn't really know what to expect. So I providing my insight and helping you guys out, things that I wish I knew. That's why I do these college videos. Even if this helps out one person, I feel like it's doing something positive. With that being said, if you guys are new to my channel, hi, welcome. I post new videos all the time and they're not always like this. I do other stuff too. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on my post notifications. So every time I post a video, you guys get a little notification on your phone or your computer or whatever. Also, I'm happy to announce that this video is actually going to be a collab with my friend Alina. We've been friends through YouTube for so long. We both started around the same time. We both are doing pre-college videos because she just graduated from college, so I know that you guys will really like her videos. So I'll leave a little bit of a clip of Alina here to watch so that you guys can meet her.
Hey guys, so my name is Alina and on my channel I'm doing habits of 4.0 students, which is basically the secret to straight A's. I just recently graduated from college, by the way, and I graduated summa cum laude, which I think it translates to with high honors. Literally, why can't they just use English, right? Why are you trying to be fancy out here? Subscribe if you want to join the family, and if you're ready for my channel, make sure you subscribe to Brooke because she's one of my OG YouTube friends, and I think this might be our first collab. Show her some love, and I hope you take the time to watch my video after. I'll see you on my channel.
So yeah, I love Alina. Actually, she does a lot of makeup videos and beauty videos, and I'm terrible at makeup, so I love watching her videos to gain insight of what products are good and stuff. I'm excited to share with you guys some tips in the first 2 years of college I've learned, and I just want to start by saying that I'm by no means a straight A student myself. I think that it's very important to be honest. There was a few semesters of college so far where I did get all A's. There were many where I didn't. So I'm definitely not perfect, but I'm learning as I go. And these are the tips that I have applied when I've gotten an A in a class. And I typically apply these tips. I do think it's attainable to get all A's. I mean, you have to work really hard at it. The semester that I did, I definitely put in my full effort, but it's possible. And I know that you guys can do it. So hopefully you can apply some of these tips into your studying routine. So first off here I have is utilize office hours. Now, if you're an incoming freshman, you might not know what office hours are because this is something new. So basically every professor, I don't know, I'm sure it's at every school, every professor will have something called office hours, which is basically time where their office doors literally open and you can go and ask questions and meet with them and go over old tests or whatever. So my tip here is, or if your teacher doesn't advertise their office hours, you can just shoot them an email and be like, hey, I'm interested in coming in to review test 1 with you. I want to see what I missed. Or you can be like, hey, I'm looking to prepare for that essay. I was looking to get your insight. Now, obviously they're not gonna give you all of the answers or all of the tips and stuff because that would be cheating, but they definitely help a lot. And I find that this really helps going to office hours in classes that are more writing based. So freshman English, I wouldn't have gotten an A if I didn't go to office hours. I established a relationship with my professor, which I think is so important because then when they're doing participation grades and stuff, obviously it's nice that you have a pre-existing relationship with them that's a good basis. And building on top of that, I think it's good to keep in contact with them all the time. I mean, you don't want to be up their butt because they have a life too, but going to their office hours every now and again and kind of going over things, especially when you're thinking about writing a paper for a class, running ideas by them first. So I definitely recommend going to these. I mean, they're free and it's a free resource to meet with your teachers, so definitely take advantage of it. And it's offered in pretty much all class sizes. My legal studies class was literally 250 people, but they still had office hours, so definitely take advantage of that. Next, number 2 is just a study tip. This is so important and this really affected me freshman year, is to find your study zone. Freshman year I used to think that I could study in my dorm room. Boy, was that a mistake. There's just distractions galore in the dorm room. You have your TV, your computer, your phone. First you need to figure out if you study best alone or in a group. I think for some classes you really have to study alone. A lot of my friends that are science majors and stuff always study in a group. I guess if you need to figure out what works for you. Also, additionally, get out of your room, I would say, unless you're no, Brooke, I can do it in my room, good for you. I just know for myself, and I would stay in my room and study, literally my productivity was at a 0. You need to figure out what works for you. I know in the freshman dorms at UGA, there's study halls at the end of each floor, so utilize those because there's normally not that many people in them, and you could just kind of put in headphones and do your thing. Or find a library. Actually, our student center is really, really social. Even when you have to be quiet and stuff, you'll always see your friends there, so I recommend, I always go to a coffee shop and just park and like set up there all day. I talked about this in my like how to do it all video. I'll link that right here. But I love like being a whole day just for studying. So I'll be like Sundays are for studying, or like Saturdays or whatever. Like I'll just pick a whole day where I just want to like get stuff done, and it feels so good. So definitely find a good space that works for you. It might take a little bit of time to figure this out. That's also part of like the college adjustment process. So if you're not like figuring it out your groove right away, don't worry, it's gonna be okay. Next is, okay, this is just a general tip. I don't know if it works for everybody, but it really works for me. I've mentioned it in a video before, but handwriting your notes over typing them, it's the thing to do. There's like many proven studies that handwriting your notes improves your memory because you're like physically writing it out as opposed to just typing, because you can kind of like type mindlessly, I find. But when you're like physically writing things out, it's like whole like mental like pen to paper connection. I don't know the science behind it, but I know that there is science behind it. It improves your memory for sure. It makes you stay like paying attention in class. I feel like if you're just typing, you can kind of like be zoning out, but if you're writing, you're really paying attention to what the professor is saying. You need to figure out your note-taking style too. I personally don't write that much. I know some people that write down literally every single word that the professor says, and that works for them, but I try to only do the key points. So if they reiterate something multiple times, I like underline it and stuff. But there are plenty of videos on how to take notes in college on YouTube and resources on Pinterest and stuff, so I don't feel like I have to go into too much detail, but I'll link some stuff down below if you're like stressing about that. I don't think you should though. Like that's something you figure out now. When you're in class, I know this is really hard. I find it's best to not sit with my friends, and I know that that could be really like annoying or like bitchy to do to your friends, to like not sit with them, but I don't know, I just feel like I'm way more focused when I'm like not sitting in a group, because when I'm sitting in a group it's like, oh, like we're all not chatting, but like we could all be like whispering to each other, or like I don't know, just distracted, just general distractions. But when you sit in like the front of the classroom, or what I like to call the T, especially in lecture halls, this is an important tip, T zone of a lecture hall is like the most effective. So like the middle and like the front half. So like I never get the front row because that's just not my style, but if you do a little bit more towards the back but in the middle, that's a good place to be because you're focused and attentive. If you can sit with friends, do it. Like that's all for you. Definitely sit close to the professor though, because at least they'll see you visually, even if you're not asking questions and staying engaged, like they'll see you every time you have class, which is something. I would recommend to like stay active in class and like raise your hands and stuff, but honestly I don't do that, especially in large lecture halls. I'll do it in like smaller classes for sure, but in large lecture halls I get really nervous because if you get the answer wrong, that can be kind of embarrassing, which I know isn't the best advice, but that's just my like honesty. I know it could be weird to be like, oh hey friends, I'm not gonna sit with you, so you need to play that out the way you want to, but I've definitely done that before, like, hey guys, I'm just gonna sit over here today, and like no one really takes it too personally, so I wouldn't see it being too much of a problem. And my last tip here is just not to cram. Cramming doesn't work. I've tried every version of cramming, and you know, the really good people, the really like intelligent people in this world may tell you that cramming works, but for all of us average college students, cramming does not work. Cramming, I mean like the night before the test. I would say, and I know it's harder than it sounds, like it's so easy to be like, just start studying a week before the test. Like not all of us have that much time, okay? So, or like not all of us have that much drive. So maybe start studying like in sections a few days before the test, separated by chapter or by material, so that you're not overwhelmed and you don't have to learn like 13 chapters of the textbook overnight, because that just isn't a good situation for anyone. You guys will benefit a lot more if you break it down and like make it into manageable steps. You will get less overwhelmed and you'll definitely be more productive, and you'll definitely be well more prepared for the test. Freshman year I used to think that I could cram, and I learned the hard way, it's just not possible. So speaking from what I've learned. And that's gonna be it for my 5 tips. I know some of them are kind of obvious, but these are like things that I actually use, and like when I do a combination of all of these things, I feel like I do really well in the class. I'm just thinking of like certain classes I've gotten A's in, and like I've applied these tips, so that's all that I have for you. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. It really helps me out, supports my channel, and helps other people find my channel. So why not? Let's all just support each other, you know? Check out Alina's video, link down below, and subscribe to her channel and tell her that I sent you. I think that'd be really fun. We were both just at the intern queen party together in New York, like an event in New York, and it was a lot of fun. And we met some of you guys that are subscribed to both Alina and I, so I thought that was really cool to see, like we do share some subscribers. And I know we're both going to be at the StyleCon in both Dallas and Orange County, so I'll link the StyleCon website down below if you want to meet us there. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys all in my next one super soon. Bye guys!